Well, it's finally happened. James Gunn has done what even Lex Luthor couldn't. He put the entire DC universe in existential crisis. And now, in the middle of Warner Brothers Discovery being shopped around like a clearance Blu-ray bin at Walmart, Gunn himself is admitting that his future at DC might not even exist. Because when your Superman flops, your Peacemaker sequel loses half its audience, and your company's about to be sold to the highest bidder, yeah, a lot of things in life could change. Cue the dramatic irony. What's up, you beautiful people out there? Welcome back to The Critical Nerd. This is the channel that watches Hollywood crash and burn and provides the popcorn. If you're new here, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell because we're diving headfirst into the chaos of James Gunn's unraveling DCU, the possible Warner Brothers fire sale, and the moment our beloved Superman director went from, I've got a 10-year plan, to, if I stay. That's right. He actually said that. If I stay. And folks, nothing says job security quite like an accidental resignation caught on camera. Remember when James Gunn was announced as co-CEO of DC Studios? Remember the grand proclamations? The 10-year plan? Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters? The interconnected universe that was going to make Kevin Feige shake in his boots? Yeah, about that. So here's the setup. James Gunn hops on YouTuber BobaTalks channel. Shout out to BobaTalks for pulling the soundbite of the year, probably expecting a nice softball about story arcs and character development. Instead, we got the most unintentionally revealing quote of his career. When asked how far his DCU storylines go beyond Man of Tomorrow in 2027, Gunn says, and I quote, yes, they definitely go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow. So now, whether or not that'll be me, big smile, that's able to fulfill that promise, nervous laugh, depends on a lot of things in life. But yeah. Now, folks, did you catch that little slip there? That if I what, James? What were you going to say there, James? If I stay? Because that's exactly what it sounds like when you're about to say before your brain screamed, abort, abort. You could practically hear Warner Brothers PR scream in the background. That's not just a slip. It's the nervous laugh. The depends on a lot of things in life hedge. Like he suddenly realized his tenure might expire faster than a Blue Beetle toy line. This is the first time we've heard Gunn openly admit he might not be steering the ship in the future. And that's significant, because up until now, it's been all confidence, all trust the plan, all I know what I'm doing. Well, James, apparently you don't, because you just admitted your future is uncertain. But let's talk about why Gunn's suddenly so uncertain. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Warner Brothers Discovery is officially for sale. After years of rumors, WBD is conducting a strategic review. That's corporate speak for we're shopping this thing around. Paramount sniffed around. Skydance's name is in the mix. Even Netflix gets floated every other day like an unwanted crossover episode. And whoever buys Warner Brothers Discovery also gets DC Studios, meaning Gunn's whole Chapter 1 roadmap might get handed to someone else or quietly tossed in the same vault as Batgirl. When companies sell, new owners come in with a broom. They bring in their people. They restructure. They cancel projects. They renegotiate contracts. And when contract conveniently expires in 2026, right around when a sale can close, that's right, James Gunn. And yes, the trades and fan press are now openly asking what that means for his future. Insiders are already whispering some of Gunn's plans, Batman, Wonder Woman, etc., are effectively on hold pending the sale. Translation? Well, no one authorizes big spend until the new bosses say go. Yeah, that's right. The new bosses. So when he says depends on a lot of things in life, yeah, one of those things is whether his badge still works at the DC office next year. But surely they'll keep Gunn. He's a visionary, a revolutionary. Cool story. Let's look at the numbers. Superman, big marketing push, giant budget, worldwide gross that didn't deliver real theatrical profit. The 600 million sounds good narrative collapses once you factor production and P&A. Meanwhile, Gunn's been doing the no pressure, success isn't just box office media rounds all summer. That's not a victory lap. That's damage control. Peacemaker Season 2. Oh yeah, how can we forget about Peacemaker Season 2? The show Gunn framed as a soft sequel bridge from Superman into the DCU. Well, that reportedly lost 40% of its audience season over season. A mass exodus, not a wobble. You know, new buyers, they tend to notice these things. It's kind of a trend. Put it together and ask yourself, if you're a new owner, say Paramount, are you betting billions on this plan or looking for a reset? Now, according to industry chatter and fan press reporting, much of the DCU is in limbo pending the sale. What's still moving forward? Projects filmed or deep in post. Supergirl, Clayface, Lanterns, and Man of Tomorrow targeting 2027. What's not moving or is, slowed or paused? Well, DCU Batman. Gunn already said he won't develop it while Matt Reeves shoots the Batman Part 2, 2026. The earliest start would be 2027, after Gunn's contract. Even Andy Muschietti is out here saying, give it a couple of months, which sure sounds like everyone's waiting to see who's signing the checks. Other side projects like Sergeant Rock, Swamp Thing, Peacemaker Season 3, which we know is not going to happen, Waller, reported as shelved or on ice by the rumor mill until the corporate dust settles. Well, yeah, because of course they are. And here's a spicy scheduling nugget. Minecraft 2 reportedly dropping 2 weeks after Man of Tomorrow. When your crown jewel superhero flick is sharing air with blocky pickaxes, DC may not be the studio's top priority anymore. Inside the building, reports of executive concern about Gunn's Batman approach before the Peacemaker dip. After the dip, concerns turn into looking at alternatives. The boardroom energy is not all in on the plan. It's, we'll see who owns us in 6 months. Now, if Skydance and Paramount winds up with WBD, the whisper is Mike DeLuca could take the DC wheel. DeLuca has legit comic movie pedigree and, once upon a time, was friendlier to a Snyder-leaning direction and the classic cast that Gunn was, or the classic cast then Gunn was. The odds of a full Snyderverse restoration are tiny, but a soft reboot under new leadership, well, that's plausible. Meanwhile, Zack Snyder re-ups some nostalgic DCEU images and, surprise, fan sentiment pops. While Gunn tours podcasts and YouTube shows, suddenly more humble than usual, he went from telling critics to buzz off to nervously laughing about if I stay. Karma's a multiverse. Yeah. It'll bite you in the rear every time. What happens now? Realistically, we're looking at 6 to 12 months of corporate musical chairs. The sale process grinds on. Gunn's contract runs through 2026. It's possible the next owner keeps him. It's also very possible they don't. Man of Tomorrow films next year. Supergirl moves. Lanterns crawls toward 2026. After that, we could be staring at yet another shared universe graveyard, right next to Universal's Dark Universe and Sony's villain cinematic disasterverse. Will there be another reboot? Well, probably. Will it be better? Nobody really knows. But one thing's certain. This era is ending whether Gunn admits it or not. But hey, at least he's got Guardians Volume 3 Silver Linings. So let's recap here. James Gunn says, if I stay, Warner Brothers Discovery's for sale, Superman underperformed, Peacemaker tanked, Creature Commandos never found an audience, Batman is effectively in a holding pattern, and now even the guy who rebooted DC doesn't know if he's part of its future. Hollywood, the grift that keeps humiliating itself. Drop your thoughts below. Should Gunn stay and finish what he started, or should DC cut bait before Man of Tomorrow becomes Man of Maybe next time? If you enjoyed this video, smash like, subscribe, share it with your fellow nerds, your friends, your family, whoever out there you want to share this with. Oh yeah, don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss my next video. And again, as always, thank you for watching. Stay nerdy, stay critical, and remember, in James Gunn DCU, hope really isn't a strategy. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.